Would you like to do a formal opening to the show? Because I wrote some down.
Yeah, please.
Oh, I wrote. Actually, I can't. I was in a dream. I was in a dream a couple nights ago, and I started to. Bum ba da ba. Was that something like? Ba ba da ba da ba da boo. This thoughts will spy. And then there's another part.
Live from the 818 area code. It's Thought Spiral, featuring your favorite spiralers, Andy Kindler and J. Elvis Weinstein. And the Loud Jew Orchestra. Okay,
hey, everybody.
You have to stop.
Did you at least know what instrument I was doing?
You were doing the Jewophone.
I thought it was like a lead guitar. I was trying to make it like it was a lead guitar.
You have to stop.
Why? I could be the next Mike. Maybe you're discouraging me. I could be the next Mike Winslow.
You had your shot.
When did I have my shot? When I could have years ago?
The past 30 years. The past 30 years of going on stage.
So I was walking down the street. I opened the door. Creak.
Wow. It's going to take us a little while to calibrate energy levels, I think, tonight.
What do you think of the tune, though? Okay, how about this?
It's the hate theme from Thought Spiral.
I know it's not going to take off. I know I won't get paid for it. I know if there is a theme song, knowing you're going to be all over that with your rules, and you're always trying to take the bigger cut. You said if we do Patreon, it's got to be 60-40.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
You edit the show.
I said that.
Because you edit the show.
Yes.
Yeah. You were talking to me, maybe you should get a little bit more because you're the only person who does any work on the show besides me?
Yes, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, that's what I want to avoid.
And I stand behind it.
To me, that was a good run. Because
that was fantastic. All the endorphins coming out of you right now.
Well, because the thing was, I didn't come out of that run and go into something. Oh, I didn't know you could see the reflection.
Yeah.
Did you never know that you could see the reflection of that? No, now I realize it's not a reflection. Now it's even more boring.
Right.
Oh, it's an actual chair.
Talking about it has a similar effect.
No, but it shows people that I've learned my lesson. I'm not going there. I'm not going there anymore.
Kind of going there.
But I could go there. Do you ever have that thing that gets in your eye?
Describing the thing that would be boring to say word for word,
right,
equals boring.
Live from the Sunset Strip. Tonight on, why am I making it like it's a stage show? Tonight on the particular show.
I don't know, but
we have
you're burning me out early.
Desi Arnaz, Sheila McRae. I do the same names when I yell out names. It's been the same.
Yeah, Desi Arnaz and Sheila McRae.
Well, I like to be like Jackie Gleason. Jackie, Art Carney. I can't watch. I would normally watch It's a Wonderful Life like once a week.
Yeah.
Can't watch it anymore.
No?
Because all I hear is you go, hi, savings and loan. And you took the pleasure out of the movie, and I've seen it too many times.
Wow.
I still haven't seen every scene in that movie.
No, you haven't? Let me do them for you.
I'm too narcissistic to see every scene in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
guess I won the opening round.
You have to stop and go, what's my take?
Hey, what's my take?
What's my take at the 15-minute point?
I don't want to cause a fight, but I enjoyed the Oscars.
Did you?
Yeah. And then I was starting to think as I was enjoying them, because I never used to like Jimmy Kimmel. Here's my new personality. Completely honest.
Okay.
All the time. But with slightly less anger.
Okay.
So it sounds like, right. I'm not afraid to tell you I never liked Jimmy Kimmel. I didn't enjoy The Man Show. I couldn't stand Adam Carolla. I hated the whole We're Men, and I didn't get it.
Yeah.
But now I find that he's funny, and I never thought he was that funny before. Well, first of all, I like that he stood up for the issues of against Trump's stupid medical thing. And then I think, like last night, I think it's the hardest job. As I told you, after doing 4 or 5 of the Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. I haven't done any of them. But that you get more comfortable. He was like he's very comfortable in a way. And like, not all the bits knocked me out, but I wasn't like, when Ellen DeGeneres hosted, was nervous.
There is absolutely no win in trying too hard on the Oscars. It's not a winning proposition. You're there for a long fucking ride. If you come out of the shoot annoying, all you do is have to de-annoy yourself over the course of 3+ hours.
Exactly right.
So I think I agree. He played it very well.
I
like him too. I mean, I didn't love him all the way along the line, but I think he's grown into a genuinely heavyweight TV guy.
My wife says she often watches clips from his show when she's in bed or on the go. Does that make us more of one of those younger couples?
Yeah, for sure.
We don't go through the thing anymore.
Yeah, you've cut the cord.
Cut the cord. Like, for example, you never know how it's going to go, and there's no guarantee how it's going to go. But when he did the joke to Christopher Plummer was delighted by it.
Yeah.
But you could see a situation where it'd be, in the old days, it'd be Bill Cosby doing a joke about, before Bill Cosby we knew he was a monster. And then it would just like, he would be embarrassed that whoever the person could be embarrassed that you're making fun of their age.
Right.
And then it's awkward. But almost all of those moments I thought came out well.
Right.
Even going to the other theater across the street.
That didn't seem to go so well.
No.
I didn't go
Now, why am I
well.
convincing myself that wasn't... what the problem with
it
that
worked
one?
last year a lot better. When he did
What was that?
He did the same thing last year, basically.
Oh. Too much downtime. There's too much downtime in anti-rooms.
Yeah. Their big mistake was having the stars hand out shit, because then they couldn't rein it in. They couldn't once everyone was all
Are you saying they were
excited.
getting a little shticky, the actors?
They weren't getting shticky. They were doing their job entertaining the people. But,
right.
But then
right.
the people were focused on the fact that movie stars were giving them candy.
That's all I could think about.
Yeah.
If I was there, I go, what if I don't get the sour gummies, the gummy bears? And then I thought,
I can't tell you how fucking boring Oscar recap's going to be in a week. Let me just say. So let's not.
Did you have a special show?
A long time.
You had a planned show for this?
No, I just
Oscar recap. Oh, this is our Oscar recap show.
This is being Oscar recap show, but it'll air in a week.
It doesn't matter. People are still buzzing about it. I thought
they announced the wrong person last year,
right.
and people weren't talking about it in a week.
That's true. I don't know. You never were this way before the podcast, where you'd be like, "We got to keep it current, Kindler."
No, it's just but Oscar recap. That the shelf life of Oscar recap.
What if the next thing I was going to say was going to be so great? I'm using, things aren't, you look at things, everything is white with you. I was celebrating the different colors of the evening. I'm trying to think of a way of throwing you off balance.
Yeah.
How's it
going?
You know who was great? Okay, I'll stop after this.
Okay.
I was really impressed by my pal. I call him my pal because I'm name dropping. Kumail. I thought he did an amazing job. Kumail Nanjiani.
Yes.
And he was very funny in that, where they had a tape of, like a rolling piece of other people from other lands talking. It's like a Jew. But he was like basically saying, hey, you know how you go to the movies and you look at white people and they're your heroes? Well, now all you have to do is look at us and you'll like our acting or something like that. I'm not saying it as good as you. I don't think you were in the room for this, Josh.
I was not in the room
I can't believe it.
But I do believe, I am a newfound believer in inclusion kind of casting. And,
were you not previously?
I was not. Well, I was obviously not against it.
Yeah,
but it didn't seem that important to me, honestly.
Well, because
I didn't. But looking back, and this is fairly recently, I just go, well, as a Jewish kid in Minneapolis, a Jewish fat kid, it's like I knew every fucking Jewish athlete, and my heroes were John Belushi and John Candy. So
right.
That was me identifying with my people on screen.
Well, there was this one guy. He was a critic, and he was talking on one of the shows. That's a good intro. And he was saying that, because basically everyone was talking about how everything is everything that they say that's a cliche, that's a negative thing, is ultimately a lie. We tried a movie with a black guy, didn't go.
Right.
Well, what can you do? Those are all lies. But this guy said that's such a lie because people don't remember that Will Smith drove 4 or 5 movies.
Yeah, no, he was the biggest.
Yeah,
for a few years he was the biggest movie star.
Did you not forget that he also was not white?
Right.
So it's like the whole premise of it is both wrong and also it would be hard to go from 0 to 60.
Yeah, no,
it's
it's from where we are. It's it's going to be awkward for a while, but the goal is that all of this is commonplace.
Yes.
Is that there's always a diverse mix of stuff being made by a diverse mix of people.
Right.
It's hard to regulate that because you're still going, to big businesses and going invest $100 million.
It's a tough situation. And when I go sell films that I haven't written, I tell my, what are they called? Investors. I say, look, you're not going to get it back because it's not going to do well at the box office. And I'm going to do a lot of magic accounting. Hey, here's what I do during a negotiation. You tell me if this is good.
Okay.
Look, I just need to get my beak wet.
Yes.
That is good.
That's all you need.
Now, what do you think about the trend towards... Now, why can't we be Siskel and Ebert or something? Let's get this thing to the next level. Someone offered to send us money. I answered an email today of someone who said they'll give us money.
Yeah, we get those occasionally.
Well, what the hell are we doing? I mean, when are you going to wear a new hat? Do I have to look at that same hat for the next 3 years because you're doing your Pete Seeger impression? Now, you can't say this is as obnoxious as when I'm, like, not including you in the obnoxious thing, right? I like when you give me a look. Oh, you know why, Andy? This isn't much better, to be truthful. Don't you think me like I'm a wild man? I go off on riffs.
Let him go. Just let him go.
I tried.
I can't rein him in, folks.
I tried keeping him in. Now, there was a very good interview I read with John Goodman in the American Airlines magazine. And I forgot to take the magazine with me. So if anybody can send me...
You were on your way back from Houston, Texas, correct?
Right. Now, wait, did we cover...
Well played.
Did we cover up... And did I cut off a story you were doing?
No, I don't think so.
This was not a... I did not
We were talking about the Oscars is what we were talking about.
Oh, you want an Oscar recap? Is that what you're asking?
No.
There were a couple of songs. Some of the songs were amazing. And a couple of songs made me want to, like, jump out of a window. Here's songs I don't understand where they're like, they start like this. Sandler.
Yeah.
Really... And then they go to the second part.
Please just stop fucking yelling. Oh, my God.
I hyperventilated.
I'm giving you headphones for the next show.
Why don't I wear headphones?
I don't know. You didn't want them.
So, is my voice that great that I should reconsider?
I don't know. It's no party between my ears.
You wanted to have the Bose noise adding during the comp just to keep the sound of my voice out.
Super whinge.
But I think if I heard more me up here, I don't think that would help anything.
It might help. It might penetrate your own head and make you go, ooh, dial it back.
Should I switch it now?
No, because we don't have headphones.
You know what I think? Here's what I'm thinking. Because I ultimately don't trust anyone. That's my big problem. Right?
Yeah.
So what has to happen? I have to learn to trust people because it can't be everybody's shifty.
Right.
So I think everyone is secretly, I don't really believe this, but in my darkest hours, I think everyone's like adding up a list of reasons why they're going to end their relationship with me. And so I'm thinking you're going to say one day, well, you know one thing that bothered me, Andy? I asked you to use headphones. You never even considered it. I even brought it up during one podcast.
Yeah. No, it's just tonight, it hurts. The headphones hurt.
Is it because my singing embarrasses you?
Oh, no, it doesn't embarrass me. It hurts me.
No, but my voice is clear and I'm I'm in key. I'm surprised I haven't recorded more.
I'm surprised that recording wasn't used at the Havana embassy.
Is that what they tried to do?
Yeah, they were playing recordings of that.
You know what they did too? That I haven't seen. I saw one episode of that David Koresh thing. It looks amazing. I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
it's like an 8-part thing, but it was like they did terrible things. That like not everybody even wanted them to do it. They play rock music or something for Koresh, or it's like they're trying to drive him crazy, but it just made the situation. Now he's upset. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't remember them trying to drive. I remember that was with Noriega. They did that.
Right. So hopefully I haven't done my usual. I'm just saying in the 90s, and I was, I voted for Clinton, but what was that woman's name? That woman. She was the Attorney General.
Janet Reno?
Yeah. She didn't do that well.
No, she had a couple of bumps in the road.
She had a couple of bumps in the road. she made, well, it wasn't all her fault, but some people were like, hey, we're going to be sympathetic to the riflemen at Ruby Ridge. All right, folks, this is for my other podcast. I'm working on my other podcast.
Remember the 90s.
No, my other podcast is like the CNN thing, where it's just little dribs and drabs that don't make any sense from every decade.
They're out of context sound bites for documentaries that you're not in.
The 50s. Oh, this lady likes to do the Hulu. Could I make like a tape of that and sell it as a wild reel?
Yes. Yeah. Oh shit. Something.
That was it was that candle over there broke. Should we step down?
Excuse me, folks.
Good job. You saved it. I don't know. That's another part of my personality that's bad.
which
the guy who says, "Good job, you saved it." What am I talking about? That you walked over towards the wax?
I don't know. It sounds like pure sarcasm.
Why don't I just? The other thing I'm thinking.
Hey,
myself,
yeah, you saved the show. Good job.
How about Modern Romance? What do you guys think? We think you saved the picture.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. You know, the thing is, I don't know what I was going for there, and it was a typical thing where like, hey, yeah, you did a great job with that. It's like my father would do sometimes. How's it going there, kiddo? That kind of thing.
Yeah. Talking to talk. It's a family thing.
Yeah, I know. So I was thinking to myself one night I was watching TV.
Yeah.
And I was like, I couldn't stop with everybody would come on. I go, oh, what's this guy's deal? Or whatever there was. Nothing interesting, nothing insightful. I couldn't learn a minute of anything. Oh, great. There's the woman who wrote the Morning in America speech. That's all we need now is her to weigh in. I mean, some of them could be that good. But it's just like me now. And I said, I really feel, I didn't ask my wife, but I said to myself, I really think I got to make an effort to shut the fuck up.
That's another breakthrough this week.
You don't have that problem. See, I spend a couple hours and you're like, oh, he's quiet. No, you're a normal person. I'm the one who can't let any moments go without filling them up.
Well, you know, if you're doing a radio show or something like it, that's not a bad, horrible quality in and of itself, but
yeah,
a little more mastery wouldn't be bad.
I was seeing these duos. What was this was like a good. It was like a good duo. It was like a good duo of comics, and I don't know what the podcast was, but they were doing this thing, and they couldn't. It was almost like they weren't attracted to each other, but they were so interested in what each of them had to say.
Really?
I was like, unbelievable. They were up tempo. They were interested. They were laughing. And you did have fun last night, then, but not like a morning zoo thing.
Yeah, just genuinely enthusiastic and supportive.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened. Ooh. Where's the tension?
I don't know.
I told you I had an acting teacher who used to say in college, you want to fight or fuck? Fight or fuck. That was his. It was like his whole thing. Two emotions: fight or fuck. Choose. For a college actor, that's probably not a bad way to start. I couldn't do it on my own. Ooh.
Since you've never fought or fucked, let me tell you a little something. No, I don't mean now.
Right.
I don't mean now at 60. I mean in college.
Why don't you make fun of the fact that that I'm not just saying The Sun Also Rises is my favorite novel. I also have been impotent my entire life. Why don't you just tell everybody about my problems in The Sheets? Who are you in the? You know, they go, I'm Jimmy Cagney in The Streets, and who are you? Would you be in The Sheets?
Charles Nelson Riley. Oh,
I can't get enough of pictures. That there's one picture of us today, or me that was like Charles Nelson Riley. Yeah. I can't get enough of it.
A few people now have jumped into the Photoshop.
No, is that going to make
promo
Casanova Frankenstein mad?
I don't know if it's going to make him mad or if it's going to make him raise his game.
Yeah,
baby.
That's what we want. We want an antagonistic relationship with the listeners. Hey, I met a couple, another Thought Spiral couple. I have a photo of them.
In Houston?
Thought Spiral couple, one couple. Wow. We love sports spiral. Otherwise, I bombed in Houston.
Did you?
Well, and the club owner couldn't have been nicer, and he's funny. But this joke joint place, I just didn't do well.
Not a Kindler venue.
Well, the guy is, look, I said to myself, this is not my room. Of course, in about 17 hours, I've already said, you go back there again. There is something, man. But they didn't get these jokes. I consider, if these jokes don't work, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. This joke has never not worked. It takes a delay sometimes, but the joke Who died and made Jim Belushi a big star?
Right.
Now, I'm starting to see an end date for that joke because a lot of these people
No, they
don't
weren't
know
alive.
who Jim Belushi.
They don't know who John Belushi was.
I think they know there was one Belushi.
Yeah, but it, you know.
No, because someone said, who died? And they said, Belushi? That's how they see it. It's not a name they haven't heard,
Right.
but they might be Jim. They might. I see what you're saying. The Belushi they've heard of is Jim Belushi.
Yes. That's my point.
That's a
John
horrible
Belushi
thing.
died 35 years ago now.
Why do you do this to me? I'm not gonna end up being one of those people who says, how could you not know Jimmy Durante? But I think in Jimmy Durante's case, I would be upset if people never saw him.
Yeah, although I could easily see a huge percentage of anyone under 30 not having ever heard of Jimmy Durante.
Maybe not, but I think the great Schnazzola.
That they've heard of.
He has such an iconic face that I would think that I think you're absolutely right. I weep for these children of today because they're not going to see. I don't think they see the Little Rascals, do they?
No.
Is it better than the other part?
Yes.
This
I'll let go for a while.
I used to love that song.
Yeah.
And these had different scenes. They go, is that how they did it with a guy like doing that?
Yes, it was. Although he was cupping his ear when he was doing it. So it didn't
I didn't go well.
How
Didn't
many,
go well.
any good shows?
The Thursday show, now in retrospect, was a very good show.
The one you thought you were going to build on?
Yeah. That was a very good show. I met great people I met there.
Yeah.
And I met this great young comedian. His name is Trey Tutson, and he's hilarious. Just hilarious. And it made me angry. No, he was really fun. And then I'm not going to lie, I smoked a little pot. But after the shows...
Was there anyone who said, I liked you?
It was that anybody, it was everyone that was in that mode.
Yeah.
Because I was definitely saying, I couldn't take it really, because what I couldn't take is the indifference. I just can't take it. I think it's the worst thing in the world. I could not sit 3 feet from someone like this, that look on my face. I find the idea that you as an audience member give up, like you don't give yourself a chance to hear something fucking new.
Right.
Why am I cursing so much?
I don't fucking care.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, but then I was like, okay, so then you go, well, because the guy who had the club before him papered the room.
Yeah.
Papered the room. So he's trying to wean them off of that.
Right.
But until you wean them off of that, it's over. I don't think any club has ever succeeded on a long, I mean, this club's been in the last for 20 years, but I think you can't.
It's not a long-term strategy.
No, unless you want to go the bringer show route.
Right. It just doesn't. I mean, you can keep a place open doing it because you just become a bar.
Yeah, then it's about the drinks. Yeah,
but you don't build a place to do comedy that way.
Well, also, I had been in Houston for 3 months ago. This Come and Take It festival,
Yeah.
the secret group, and that was like basically an alternative-y festival.
Right.
And I realized how spoiled I've gotten.
Right.
Because I think that what's mainstream now is more alternative, than what it used to. I mean, it's like the crowds were worse years ago.
Right.
I think in general. So this reminded me of the old days, kind of.
Right. Like a genuine road gig.
Yeah, and it was right near the. So I flew in. I waited too late to get my tickets, which and I want to warn you about one kind of seat you shouldn't get. Oh, I got it, but it's called Basic Economy. Have you ever gone on one of these kayak sites or Expedia?
No, I don't know what you speak of.
So it's unbelievable. Couldn't you be? Do I have to assume that you're not just the world's greatest driver and have been doing this for 30 years? I have to also now assume you're an Expedia maven?
Well, no, go on.
Well, tell me what Basic Economy is, Big Shot.
It's
never the start of the answer.
I'm listening.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me. Oh, no, it's like the ticket. You split the ticket up into 2 one-way tickets. Sometimes they're called hacker fares.
Okay.
Although there's some out there that are really kind of bad for the airlines and bad for other people. They kind of do it. They take a trip that was meant to have a one stop,
right?
And they don't have you continue on the other part of it.
Right.
But the part of it that's bad there is that someone could have had that seat. And all
Yeah,
that.
they hate you for that.
They hate you for that. Yeah. So, but this one was like, I could not keep, I only could keep one personal item on the plane. And I didn't realize that when I bought it. I was like, this is not what I was looking for. So I had to check my bag.
Okay.
But then on the way back, I had 2 different airlines. I flew back on American. All of a sudden, I put my numbers, boom, gold, customer, the sky clears. I got a seat with extra leg room. And that's how you can make it work for yourself, folks. Just be a million-mile flyer on every airline.
And this was American?
I've had good experience with American, but everybody has their airlines. United was on the way out.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say the name of the airline, but they really are together on this. Huh? I don't want to say the name of the airline. Oh, God. I'm so lonely. But you know what the thing is? I waited too late.
So you paid a lot?
Yeah, because the guy said, the club owner goes, it'd be better if you flew into Hobby Airport. But what I didn't realize is the hotel, the club's in Hobby Airport. I mean, it's right by Hobby Airport. I spent the last 4 days by the airport, taking the shuttle to the club. And then the club owner came and got me one day. We had some Mexican food. And then I had barbecue twice.
Yeah. Good?
I thought it was good, but do you know about this? I'm sure you do know about it, but I wasn't that familiar with places where they don't really have sauce.
Yeah.
Is that
yeah, in Texas it's all smoke based.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But some place like
it's usually beef and it's usually smoked.
Yeah, it was okay. So but the first place I went to, which was like a chain place, they had like sauce that you could add, but these guys were like, it was like a private house almost.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, it was good.
Good.
Why would I not admit it? But it had brisket, sausage, and pork ribs. Oh my God.
Spare ribs or baby back?
I just realized this was. I went with Andy Huggins. Have you heard the name Andy Huggins?
Yeah, I've heard the name.
Great, amazing comic. He's a friend of Bill Hicks.
Oh, okay.
And then this comic named Andrew Youngblood, who's with the Secret Group, and we all went to this house, and I thought I would treat, and then afterwards say, hey, how about that treating? Not bad, right? And now I realize that Andy Huggins, who weighs about 4 pounds, but he can really shove it in. I didn't see any of the baby back ribs. We ordered them. They were on the table at one point.
Yeah.
But I did not touch them.
Wow.
The chicken I like, too.
At least you got a good story out of it.
Let me just tell you one thing, Josh. I'm going to be honest with you as opposed to dishonest. I've never got a good thing out of a story. Every once in a while. My acid stories are pretty good.
Yeah.
When you think you're hearing a Native American chant and it's taking care of business.
So does it become just like a big dread fest for you once you realize this isn't going well?
I think it becomes a thing. I mean, I hate to get psychological about it. No, I think it's a thing that actually makes me
defiant.
Not defiant, but makes me say to myself, I need to be able to not love it, because when the shows were going on, it could be painful. But I need to be able to just say to myself, no, I would not want every week to be like this, like it was back in the 90s. I was very depressed back then. I thought you could never play a comedy club again because they were so bad.
Right.
I don't know if you remember this time period. You were probably already living here then, like the mid-90s to the late 90s.
That was kind of when I was in my dark back-out period.
Right. And so I would be going to these clubs. And so I think there's a part of every one of us who feels there's a tendency to want to feel, I don't know if the word's entitled, but it's like, don't they know Andy Kindler's in town? How could I be staying here by Hobby Airport? I'm Andy Kindler.
Right.
I don't stay by the airport. And I think that realizing you have that makes you say, is that really is it really that bad? So I'm in the mode of saying, is it really that bad? Because I don't want. I had to stay at a hotel once. I don't know if I talked about this. I had cockroaches in it.
Right.
And did I talk about it? And I went down to the front desk.
Was this in Toronto?
No, it was in Austin. I went down to the front desk and I said to the lady, my room's got cockroaches. She goes, tell me about it. The front desk. Tell me about it. You're telling me. And she go through a whole shtick about how, they haven't been able to get rid of them and she's wanting them to use a more expensive executioner or whatever you call them. So when
Executioner.
I did switch rooms and I had roaches the whole week and I had to keep my food in the thing. So that whole week, it was okay for me to be a little on edge.
Right.
But I kind of do a put me on edge. If the hotel's bad, it's over. I'm not going to stay at a bad hotel again.
Right.
I don't think I have really. I've stayed at some that are on the edge.
Right.
How about you?
Well, I don't go out on the road all that much anymore.
But Cinematic Titanic.
Cinematic Titanic, we most of the time we booked our own hotel, so we ended up, decent.
Good.
But there was a few rat bags, and there was a few ones where it was just like, there's no choice.
There's no choice.
We're in a venue that's just not by a big city, and Comfort Inn's the best you're going to do, or whatever it was.
Right. And the Comfort Inn, here's and maybe we can get into a whole, the listeners can call in. No, but the sudden chains, I don't ever have gotten, and I don't want them to sue me, I never have gotten a good feeling from Comfort Inns or Best Westerns.
Right.
Or the Days Inn chain. God bless them.
Yes.
I stayed at Travelodge. I was very clean once.
Yeah.
But when you get into these courtyards by Schmoopadoo, that's when you know, come on. It's a courtyard by Marriott.
Yeah.
What are they going to? They're not going to kill you. But I was at Sheraton 4 Points by the 8 Points.
Yeah, that was.
It was okay. It was close.
Airporty.
Yeah, the hotel was actually clean, but it was like, I feel like I'm so spoiled. It seems so depressing to me that there would only be chain restaurants around.
Right.
And it's something depressing about when you see like a Denny's and then next to it is McGillicuddy's and there's
just like all exit ramp fare.
Golden Corral. Isn't that the one that Jeff Foxworthy used to do? Golden Corral. The buffet place.
You might have type 2 diabetes
if your stomach's squeezy, you might just have eaten at Golden Corral. But I did have great barbecue. And, but the reason when you travel, it isn't easy to eat well. It's just not.
No.
So, sometimes I just try to give in to it. I say, you know what, Andy? You're going to eat a chain tonight.
Right.
But the shows were hard, so.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I think what I was saying is I'm healthier, is that I don't come out of the experience going, how did I end up here? Why was I on this thing?
Right.
Because that's where I think you get too much into, well, look where my career is now. I mean, every joke I do is about how, 4 people showed up, 7. There's not one joke I don't do. Here's what happens on these gigs. I do so many self-deprecating things in a row, I convince them very early that I actually hate my act.
That is the problem.
Yeah, it's a terrible problem.
That is, in a situation like that,
yeah,
you truly will convince them you're eating it.
I said things like, these are some of my intros. You've hated every other joke, and I know you're going to hate this one.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's permission to not step it up.
But then you tell yourself, sometimes you tell yourself, I've psyched myself out, right?
Yeah.
But I really feel like, given the best intentions, I still would have bombed. I just could have been quieter about it.
Yeah. No, totally. I think that's it. You just have to do more jokes.
Right. That's the thing. And that's the other big issue I have, which I wanted to bring up, is that my memory thing is getting worse.
Okay.
I went to the psychiatrist.
Yeah.
She does not think it has anything to do with Prozac.
Okay.
She hasn't heard that.
Which isn't what you wanted to hear.
Well, I wasn't sure what I wanted to hear, but, she's saying to me that, see, it just happened. And here's what I think.
I thought that was for comic effect, though.
I think it's anxiety. I really think it could be anxiety. I feel like I'm more awake as a person and more real as a person, but then I'm more sensitive in a way. And I don't know. Because it's like, if I relax, I can remember what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Right.
But why can't I remember what the psychiatrist was going to say? She said that it probably wouldn't be the Prozac.
Right. Did she think it was anxiety, or did she think...
She's not sure what it is, because it's more like you got to go to a neurologist. And
does she know about all the weed?
No, and I do think that my regular therapist knows about my weed.
Yeah.
And I do have mixed feelings about weed sometimes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I have mixed feelings about everything. And I assume, well, you can't tell me you smoke pot. You can't tell you sometimes cry. You can't. It's like I could. That's the way I live my life. It's been the hardest but the most rewarding thing. Like I'll joke with my therapist. I go, please don't let this get out of the room. So she always likes that one. Right. But I really do. I've told my therapist things I've never told anybody else.
Yeah.
About your check kiting.
Right.
About your not cocaine problem, but I think you should see someone.
Right. I'm no Sam Nunberg.
Oh my God. Was he drunk?
Yeah, I think so. That was my suspicion when he was on the phone originally with Katie Tur early in the day.
Well, but here's the part where he goes, Katie.
Yeah.
Katie, come on. By the end of the day, I had more sympathy for him.
It was an incredibly entertaining spectacle, I have to say.
That no one has ever experienced before in history. No one's ever experienced.
And I guess by now he called the AP and said, yeah, I'm probably going to cooperate with him.
But it's like me getting upset.
But did you watch him on Ari Melber today?
Yes, I did, yes.
Because you saw the whole process happen.
I watched Ari later.
Yeah.
I saw Ari after I saw Katie.
Okay, did you see him on Aaron Burnett too?
Yes.
He did the whole thing. It was, but
I expected her to go,
but on Ari Melber's show, his whole, you saw the whole process happening where it was like, I'm not going to jail. Come on. That'd make me laugh if he arrested me. And then they brought on the two prosecutors, and he stayed on the panel. And like the last thing of the segment, you think I'm going to jail?
That guy. The thing is,
and then he went to Aaron Burnett next, and he clearly drank in the car between those two interviews.
Oh well,
because he was another level jacked up, saying any fucking thing.
Oh, Ari was second, right?
No, Ari was before. Before CNN.
Wait. Oh, then he went somewhere
and then Aaron Burnett actually said, I've been smelling alcohol during this interview. Like, no,
Did she really say that?
He lied like you, No, I haven't had a drink.
He lied as good as I do.
Yeah. But yeah, no, she accused him on air, because she said, people do say about you that they don't know, are you on drugs or drinking? And I've smelled alcohol on you during this interview.
Oh my God.
And he's like, no, I haven't had any drinks.
She's out. You know why? Because she's out front. Okay,
right. She was out front, and he was like right up
in her face,
in her grill.
And I told Susan, I told Susan laughingly, mocking you, how I said we were both today. We switched over to Wolf, and we just felt so much better. Once you don't have to watch. But then there was Katie was on Meet the Press.
Right.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. If you watch 5 or 10 minutes of Chuck Todd, it's over. Your whole day is ruined because he's a miserable man. And he's going to bring you down. But you go over to Wolf, it's a different feeling. It's like, this is the biggest event.
Welcome, Andy.
This hour will do
happening right now.
He almost convinces me that it is happening right now. Do you say, when someone says to you something you don't want to hear, a little too much TMI? No. That would be never you.
No. Because you don't say too much TMI.
That's right. It's a little TMI. Right. Yeah. But you never said my bad.
I probably have, but I never...
The first time I heard my bad, I was going to pack it in right there.
Yeah.
The first time I heard it, I was like, why continue on? Then not... I do think gun control is going to...
It's not... Well, it's different than you're saying, which is, I'm bad.
I lost my place.
I'm sorry. I'm bad.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Yeah. And this I'm sorry thing, it's not cutting the mustard anymore with my wife or you or anybody I trust. I'm sorry. Just don't. How about you change your behavior at one point with the sorry? Did you? That was cool, Annabella. As we go back to the Oscars recap, I was trying to remember Annabella Sciorra.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember what she was in. I remember now she was in The Sopranos, I think.
Yes, she was.
Thank you. It took me this long to remember it. But I'll have to tell you, I have never seen, I'm not saying every one of the shows, I want to see, I'm going to watch Roseanne because I'm going to watch it.
Okay.
I love those guys. So,
okay. All right.
Okay. But then they have these shows that came out. What was the network we were watching last night for the Oscars?
ABC.
Did you see some of the shows were like split up together? That was the one that looked so bad.
I was in super scan mode. I was
But
in.
it's Jenna Fisher. She played on The Office, but she's playing when they make a show just a description of a thing, like they just broke up and now they decided to live together, but they don't let that go. They have to keep that, like, people are watching for that reason. And then they call the show Split Up Together.
Huh.
Do you think I'm overthinking it?
You might be underthinking it, at least in your description.
Well, doesn't that what bothers you on sitcoms when it looks so phony that you can tell it's just a premise slapped together?
Yeah, and that's why I can't watch or write for them. Really.
I know, but I know there's good shows on, but they're not usually on networks. The networks it's like
I pulled out of network sitcoms years ago. Honestly,
I can't think of one that
there isn't one that I've watched on a regular basis in years.
Because I know you used to watch Reba like crazy.
Yeah, well, that was the last great one.
What else is happening with you?
Well, a big part of my last week is my father-in-law, my stepfather-in-law, my wife's stepfather, is in hospice care.
Oh man,
so that's been.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah,
how's he doing with it?
He's doing okay. I mean, it's there's no real way to tell what rate this is happening at, but it's I'm in situations like this, I'm often
the expert,
nominated team captain. And, so
we're going to hello people, everyone gather up. We're going to get through this.
Yeah, everyone kind of looks at me. Okay, now what do we do, Josh? And so from my mother-in-law to my wife, to
that's so good. Is that hard for you?
It's kind of like, I mean, yeah and no. I mean, it's like I do have this skill set, quite honestly.
You do. You
at this point,
you're
so
like the David Boies was in the 2000 election.
Right.
All your votes will be counted. Right. That's how I think of you.
But it's also kind of like when I end up as a jury foreman.
Oh, I know.
Where it's like, okay, yeah, it probably should be me.
But when is it going to end?
But this is a lot of responsibility, and I hope I don't fuck it up.
Yeah, yeah.
So so I'm been like the point man with the nurses and the doctors on the phone,
right?
And it's all fine. And quite honestly, I have no resentment about it. I don't, I'm perfectly happy to help all I can because, they've been really good to me.
Right.
The whole time I've been in the family, they've been, extremely good to me, and they're like extremely not needy. And my mother-in-law is 86 years old, so.
Wow. Well, my mother. What do I say? My mother's 88. What am I making it?
Yeah.
Like?
So you kind of. So there's all sorts of shit. Because not only are we losing, him, but then there's like, okay, what goes on with her afterwards too, and what goes on with her during.
How's she doing?
She's doing okay. She's handling it with no excess drama.
Right.
And they both are. With appropriate concern, but there's no drama queenery going on, and there's just everyone's doing the right shit, right now. And Allison's family is like at a point where this is probably the first time ever where everything is functioning. All relationships are intact.
Oh, that's good.
And,
that's really good.
There's no.
How long do you think we know how long he?
We don't know. He's been defying people's expectations for his lifespan for many years now.
How old is he?
He's, I think, 83.
But
he's had a bad fucking heart for a long time.
Oh, okay.
He has been living through the miracle of electrocardiology.
So you have heart? Does he have heart bypasses and things?
He's had it. Yeah, he's had everything, and he's got a pacemaker and a defibrillator built in. And
right.
Which is a good upgrade, by the way.
Why is that the upgrade? From where?
Huh?
What, you mean an upgrade? What do you mean, like if you have to have it?
I mean, it's like you have a thing built into you that if your heart stops or defibrillates,
so in other words, you have a way to shock yourself awake?
Yeah, it's built
in.
I
didn't even get that. That's what you were saying. Isn't it a little large to be carrying?
So it used to be that he'd just, he'd go, sometimes it would go off. He didn't know it, and he'd go to the doctor, and he'd be like, "Yeah, you died 3 times last month. Good job."
Oh man! And how about things like eating and things?
He's eating still, and
is he in pain?
He's not. He has edema problems, so
What does
that
edema
causes
mean?
it's
Swelling?
Swelling, yeah. His heart isn't pumping, isn't running the machine very well anymore.
So he's not getting around that well.
He's not getting around.
Can he walk at all?
He can walk,
Right.
but not far.
Well, without being too nosy, which I already am, how do they know what's going on? How do they know that someone's ready to go? That's what I'm scared of. They're going to bring me 4 years.
This is home hospice care, Jack.
What's that?
He's doing home hospice.
Oh, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a choice. Why wouldn't I know that? So hospice is a way of life, is what you're saying, right?
Hospice is a category of care.
Right, I never knew that.
Meaning that
I thought it was a
you're
building.
no longer the things that you do are no longer attempting to cure the problem. Right. You're treating for comfort and treating things that come up, but you aren't going to the hospital for them anymore.
Right, and a lot of times, I don't know anything about this because I keep my head in the sand until something happens. But a lot of times, I would think that you'd be mitigating the fact that the person, if you did more things, they'd be in too much pain, or you know what I mean. It's like the things they could do wouldn't be comfortable.
Yeah, and all the things that they can do for him now, they can do at home.
Yes,
you know what I mean. So, and all the things that they can do at the hospital aren't going to help him more. It's only going to be worse for him going back and forth to the hospital where he doesn't want to be.
Right.
So, I think, there's practical medical insurance things here too, where once it goes to hospice care, it becomes a Medicare paying the health provider to provide,
yes. Yeah.
So.
There's a lot of things that you can, and I sell supplemental.
But in my experience, they don't make this switch unless, the writing's fully on the wall.
I see.
You know what I mean?
They don't make the switch to the hospice thing, yeah.
So it's been a lot of trips back and forth.
Where is this?
They're out in Calabasas, which is, half an hour.
It's going out. Calabasas. My friend Bill's mom will pass away. Did she live there? Camarillo. I'm thinking there's like a lot of elderly people who are in Camarillo.
Yeah,
is that true, or am I making it up?
I don't know.
Is there a lot of are there elderly people in Calabasas, or is that everybody? You got
they're everywhere.
The curmudgeons.
They are everywhere.
What's that family that they're not the curmudgeons? They're not the Sarkeesians. They're Kardashians. Where do they live?
I believe in Beverly Hills or Bel Air.
No, they live out like Thousand Island.
They might be in Calabasas.
That's right. That's what I think they are in Calabasas. Yeah. I was just trying to tell you that I wasn't ignoring Calabasas. And you guys going out there every day, probably.
Not every day, but we're in contact every day. And we had house guests over the weekend. And
what you tell me?
His daughter was in town. So.
Who?
My stepfather-in-law's daughter from out east.
How do you do when people are in stay?
How do I do?
Yeah, be honest with me.
I'm very polite.
No, I know that you're polite, but how do you feel internally? Does it kind of like always? Because whenever anyone says to me, I initially it's like, what did I do? Why do I have to do anything?
I'm not always great with house guests, but it depends on who it is. But this was situationally fine.
How about people who live the kind of lives where they're?
And I hate being a house guest.
I don't like that either.
I hate it,
especially when they say, I was like. Don't make a fuss. Whatever. If you want something, you take it. It's like, I'm already in trouble with you people. Wow. Well, now also, sadly, Barry Crimmins died.
Yes.
And Barry Crimmins was this amazing comedian. And I don't want to do these type of shows where, because you told me that every time someone passes away, you want to do like an hour showing them and a bibliography. Right. No, but just become familiar with him because he's really was a genius, and he had this movie called Call Me Lucky. Did you know about that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and just a legendary comedian. But didn't. This is one of the things I'm dealing with. Is like I didn't see him once he got. Like he told me at the end of January, and we talked online. And I said, I will go see him, and then it happened so fast.
Right.
And so I'm so sick of myself. Because I don't think it helps at all that I still have this thing, even when my father died or anybody dies, where I'm still thinking, how am I, my first thing is, I didn't see Barry enough.
Yeah.
None of those are useful emotions.
Right.
It's a weird thing. It's just strange. I don't think everybody does that, but I know I do that.
Yeah.
Do you do any version of that, or you kind of not?
Well, I certainly have had regrets about, various deaths along the way. And could I have stepped up more or could I,
Right. But you probably do it a normal amount.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I think I do it above average. Actually, I tend to not be that afraid of these situations. So I tend to step forward as much as I can with people. And
right, and the thing about this is it wasn't I've had close friends of mine die, and it's I Judy Toll and all these people, and I wanted to be there,
right,
but.
It wasn't like he was reaching out to you to be there.
No, he was reaching out to me to say, I love you, and I said, I love him, and all this kind of stuff. So I'm doing nobody good, Barry's memory, or anybody's memory, or anything good, by the way. I'm sometimes continuing to parent myself. I'm getting better, though.
Yeah. Is it narcissism?
Well, I don't really know. I mean, narcissism sounds like a disorder, right? Because you actually, look at me in the mirror. My thing is, no.
Well, it's not.
No,
it's not look at me in the mirror, but it's look at me. It's how is this all? Everything is filtered through. How does this affect me?
How is it affecting me? Okay, so I do that because I don't want to be blamed for something. I just want to make sure it's not my fault, and so therefore, that's not a real relationship. No,
but it's inventing a way to make it about you.
Yeah, but it's not like how people like me joke about. It's all about me.
Yeah.
But a lot of people like me, they don't like that it's all about them. It's funny as a joke, but I don't want to go my whole life this way, where it's all about me.
Right.
And that's why the John Goodman article is good to read, because what happened with him was he said that he made a lot of bad choices in his life, but because I thought it was written for me in this American Airlines magazine. He goes, I made a lot of bad choices in my life, and I've had a lot of rage. And this rage has stopped me from enjoying my life. So I've never seen anybody be that honest about it.
Yeah.
And he's saying, I'm trying to be less angry now. And also, I'm trying, he said, I can't change the way I am inside so that someone's outside will like me more. It was just, I'm not saying it the way he was saying it, but basically, you do these things and you think you're doing it for the real reason, but you don't even know what you're doing it for. You're just trying to impress somebody. You're just trying to fit in.
Right.
He said one of his goals was to be less judgmental. And that really resonated with me because I think he's saying it's actually was affecting his life, how judgmental he was.
Yeah.
And that's how it's like with me. Once I get past I'm not you're a terrible person because you tweeted this. I mean, it took me so long to get past that.
You're a midget.
Once you get past that, then you can go, okay, now I can see more clearly my role in things because I'm not so defensive about protecting who I am or not being able to look at it because it's a tragedy.
Right.
Because but it was good that someone also had the same problem I had or something. I don't know. I like John Goodman.
I mean, I think it's clear just from the response we get for the show that plenty of people have a lot of the same problems you have, and that
I'd like to cash in on it.
Yeah, well, that's never going to happen.
Are we going to letters, or how are we doing?
We can, sure.
No, I don't necessarily even think we should.
No.
Because I wanted.
You don't think we should?
Well, I know you because you don't want to edit for 5 days. But can I say one thing to you though?
Of course.
As a problem, my biggest problem now on stage is my memory, and it's almost getting like the yips. And it's about forgetting what I'm saying. It's happening all through my life.
Yeah.
And then feeling anxiety about it. And then not being able to remember where I am. So I would like to be able to have a system where I have a good mind. Why can't I remember my jokes if I need to go to them? And what I do now is I alphabetize every bit. So it's aging Jews, Alexander Graham Bell, all the way down the alphabet. And I think I'm going to remember it because I go, in my head, I go A, C, and I'll try and think, A, N, anticlimactic. But then if I'm nervous on stage, I can't remember anything. And it's almost always when I'm afraid that I'm not going to do well, like in the Houston situation where my mind just closes down. I had to take out my notes too nice because I was doing so poorly. The jokes were ending so quick.
Well, I think the thing to do is build the notes into your set.
That's the easiest way to do it. Wouldn't that be the greatest?
That's what I'm saying, though, is why not? If that's just part of your rhythm, instead of you going, okay, I have to go to my notes.
Yeah, they're just there.
They're just there, and you're
right.
And then you have your safety net there on stage, which once it's there, you may not even want to use it.
Right.
But it'll be there, so it's not a panic situation. But go to it throughout the set. And write down a set,
Right.
And make useful notes that will actually help you.
Oh, yeah, that's another interesting thing, because that's true. Because before my manager, Bruce Smith, got me to think, it's not his fault. I understand his position in it.
Right.
His position is, they don't know, the audience, they think, oh, you haven't worked on your act, or something.
No, they don't. They don't think that after
they
20
don't?
fucking years of watching people
on
stage
right.
with
okay,
their
they
notebooks.
don't. So I noticed that they didn't really care when I took my notes.
They
out.
totally don't. But you don't have to call attention to it. You can just make it part of your process.
I think that's what I probably should do. But the other way to do it is, someone told me that these people write these books about memory, and in the old Rome. I think I said this to you once. The old Roman days, they would be able to remember things by going, the house is this.
Yeah, but you're not going to fucking build your set around mnemonic devices for your act.
What is a mnemonic device?
Mnemonic device is like what you're talking
about.
Yeah.
Where
you build a device to trigger your memory.
Right. Because I was thinking.
But then you can't remember the fucking device, and now you've forgotten two things.
That's true. Because I was thinking, should it be like, group all my sports jokes together in my mind?
Put them together the way they naturally are, but put them on paper and have them up on stage.
I'm going with you, Josh.
Then you won't fucking be anxious about it, and it won't matter.
But then
it's not like your jokes are so elaborate that you can't just do it in a glance,
That's very true. But I think when I have had them, I've been so self-conscious about it.
Yeah, stop it.
Okay. All right.
I think that's the answer.
All right.
All right. Problem solved.
Thank you. Thank you, doctor.
Sure. All right. Let's go to questions.
This is what's the best. This is why you are the king.
Am I the king?
Yeah, because you are able to get to the heart of the problem, and then you're able to cut me off from the fumfering. Okay, we got it. That's it. Boom. Try it out.
Boom. Report back.
Boom.
Bing. Bing. Ba ba ba. Ba ba.
See, now you're playing with me with the sounds.
Yeah, see, but not so loud. No, we're not.
Oh, I didn't originally. I thought it was just bad.
Well, no, it was bad and
bad
loud.
And loud.
Really loud, yeah. Yeah, it was bad. More bad than loud.
I can't remember what the songs were.
Yeah, it's too bad. Luke Hawley says, hey, I was wondering if you or Andy remember what your worst nightmare was about.
I happen to.
Yeah, go for it. I don't really, but I have.
I'll go since I know first.
Yeah.
It's I forgot. There was just one weird dream I had. The nightmare things that I almost always, they don't have a recurring one, but it's the idea that I'm not prepared for what I'm supposed to do. It's like I'm in a play and I literally don't know the lines.
Right.
And it seems very much like my own issue. Like I'm worried about getting caught not being prepared. I'm worried about getting caught looking at notes. So that I do have that recurring nightmare.
Yeah.
That's the feeling of a lot of my dreams. Like I'm going to be caught. Not knowing what's going on. I'm a doctor or whatever the thing is.
Right. Yeah, mine always, like when I'm stressed, school is what it always reverts to. Like if there's something
you go back to that
if
time
I'm
period?
working on something and I have to get something done, I have school dreams.
Wow.
Because I think it's just that sense of obligation. It's never a sexy school dream. It's always.
I've never had a sexy
It's always,
dream.
I forgot to go to math class for a semester. And no one mentioned it, and now it's time to pay the piper.
Right. But, it's just an expression. Is this coming out? Is this coming out next Monday?
Yes.
So again, I can't even promote Vancouver.
We have promoted Vancouver.
Thank God.
Is that this weekend?
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking forward to it. I love Vancouver.
I'm getting ready for this Minneapolis show.
Yeah, I get emails from the club.
Yeah.
They were talking about the show.
Well, were they?
I think so.
What's it? Crash and Burn?
Yeah. And it's happening when?
First week of April.
Oh. So do you need me to help?
Yeah. Sure.
Well, let me ask you.
What are two topics you think I should? Because I mean, the show is everyone does. It's 4 people each doing 20 completely never tried before minutes.
And on which and they have to choose one topic?
No,
okay.
No, it's just 20 new minutes,
right,
of your act, of your comedy. But you can't have tried any of it before. Yeah,
that's tough. You sure you don't want to just, pretend it's off the top of your head? You haven't seen it at the club yet, right? No. But I know people have done it and have enjoyed it.
I'm looking forward to it, and I'll have.
So the first night you start out cold?
You start out with. Well, no, you have.
You have your notes of what your ideas are.
Yeah.
No. And it'd be funny if you went, Andy. You don't look at notes in a professional environment.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't use notes. That's for fucking punters.
You're recommending it for me?
Yes. No, I will definitely have notes up. Hopefully, I won't use them a lot. But
so maybe, so what you're supposed to do is prepare things you might want to talk about that week. Isn't that the only thing you can prepare? You can't write. Can you write before the week?
Yeah. No, you write 20 minutes of material and then bring it to Minneapolis and perform it all week.
Oh, okay. I got it wrong.
Yeah, but it has to be Tuesday. It has to be brand new material.
Oh, okay.
I get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Tuesday's like, this is going to be hard, folks. Right. That would be what I would prefer because then I wouldn't have to do any research.
Right.
So you're going to have to come with 20 minutes.
Right. Or what I hope is 20 minutes, and then.
Oh, that's a harder gig.
You do 7 shows,
but the people know you've never tried it before. It means you can't work up to it, right?
No, you can't use.
No, you just have to write
shit.
it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we should write about. What is it that you haven't addressed in your act that maybe should you do more about how mean you are to me? Have you done any material about how mean you are in general?
I think that's always present in my material.
Okay, I'll go through the standard ones and see if any of these help.
Already, it's not helping.
Dad's home. You have various little kooky projects you work on.
Yeah.
Have you ever wanted to invent something? What are you not How about this? What are you not talking about in your act? Because you're afraid to talk about it, or you don't think it's funny, or it's too personal. That's what I think would be a good thing to do. That wouldn't. You have to check with I always have to check with my wife because it's not like I want to reveal anything that involves anybody else who would be embarrassed by it. But
yeah.
I always think there could be something like, I've always I don't have the examples, but your fear of doing something, or your fears, or your
right.
I don't know where the joke part comes, Josh. How are you going to prepare for it?
I'm just going to keep writing. I mean, I've been writing jokes as, like you write jokes, which is something occurs to you and you jot it down and then come back to it. But I don't have those sort of set piece topics I want to talk about yet, but it'll get there. We'll get there.
You know what's amazing is like I went to Houston, and at first, the club owner thinks you can't talk about Trump because there are a lot of like Trump people. It's like a weird thing. But I realized it wasn't that I was talking about Trump. It's just it wasn't working. Nothing was working, But
yeah, I mean, honest to God, I go, why would it work? Why would your act work in Houston at a knockdown?
Oh no,
club?
but I've been on a lucky run though. Yeah. I've been on a lucky run where most of the clubs have been working.
No, I don't think that you're not bookable.
No, but I mean,
I'm just saying.
Right.
Joke joined in Houston.
Well, it doesn't sound right. But 3 months before I did this festival, I was like, oh, look at these people.
Right, but those are comedy people.
They're sophisticated.
Yeah, those are comedy folk.
But, sometimes I need money, too. You're not giving me anything.
I'm not giving you shit.
You won't go with the pot.
You're going to have to earn it.
I hate that kind of philosophy.
Yeah. Seth Dick III, if Paul Lynde wasn't too good for Hollywood Squares, why was Andy?
I have none of my... Okay.
If anything from last week's show stuck with you, I hope it's regret for not doing Hollywood Squares.
It's very strange because it's such a weird thing because I had been known for doing this joke where I offered $1 million for footage of Whoopi Goldberg being funny.
Right.
And for some reason I couldn't get over that I have to be I hated the show during that time period.
Right.
I liked the old show. Paul Lynde.
Sure.
Did you love the show with Whoopi?
Be honest with me. The show, but I worked with Tom Bergeron at the time, so
you were working
for part of it. He was doing both squares.
So were you punching up stuff?
No, I was working on America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I really don't know. You know, you can't go back and change things.
Seth would also like to know, Reggie Jackson wore 44 for the Yankees. Did you ever eat Reggie candy bar? Did you ever have a Reggie bar? I had a Reggie bar.
I don't. All right. I don't want to stress you out, but I got this email from Netflix. All right. I'll look at this on my own time. You know what I cannot not do is look at my goddamn phone when it rings. It's like I'm on Pavlov's phone.
Huh.
You never... See, here's my image of you. The phone rings, you're like, whatever it is. Hello? Josh Weinstein here. Yeah. Oh, you're at a fishing bait? What are you fishing for? Oh, you need to use a crayfish. Okay, bye-bye. Call back anytime.
That's your picture of me?
No. I can't even do impressions anymore.
I don't quite get the,
I always try
the fishing hotline, exactly.
No, I try to present you as a elitist, kind of elitist guy. Like, excuse me.
You did it with fishing and crawfish?
No, you can answer anything. You can answer anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's true. I kind of am that guy.
You know about Will Durst on the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire show?
No.
He was the expert,
he was the phone
and
a friend.
He gave the wrong
answer.
It's so. How do you live that down?
You can't with people like you keep bringing it
up. You like Will Durst? Did you know that he cost his friend $100,000? Could you win $1 million? I was almost going to ask you. Could you win $1 million on that show? No, idiot. It's just named Who Wants to Be a Is it called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah, it was.
Did you? I liked that show for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, everyone did.
And everyone did their impression
it was on every night.
And it was
a year.
And Regis was on it.
Mm-hmm.
Later, other people did it.
And once again, good stories were got.
Tell me how much you like Steve Harvey's Family Feud.
I can't words can't express how much I like it. Let's see. Tommy Barcanero, who would make your Mount Rushmore of Oscar hosts?
That's a good one. Steve Martin.
Okay. We're going for 4 for Mount Rushmore.
I would go Johnny. I would love to see Johnny Carson host a thing, right? Wasn't he good?
Yeah.
I loved Letterman, but no one loved him. I loved him that year.
Okay. Does he belong in the Mount Rushmore?
I don't think there should be a Mount Rushmore.
No, but this is this is the context. This is the context we're in right now.
Okay, then. The fourth one should be. I'm missing somebody who was good.
I thought Billy. As much as I hate to give it up, Billy Crystal. The first couple of years,
was good.
He brought something new to the table.
Yeah, and then you went the other way on him, right?
Yeah,
the Jack Palance thing and the. Alec Baldwin was good on the year they did Alec and
Steve.
I thought that was pretty good. And you're out of ideas? Who else? Jon Stewart. I don't think Chris Rock was great.
No. Let's put Kimmel up there.
Let's put Kimmel up there.
All right.
Oh, I'm comfortable with him now.
Okay, good.
Why am I acting like he's going to listen to the podcast?
Andre C. Tolero says, have either of you bombed so bad you couldn't get the audience back? Well,
yes. This week in Houston.
Yes.
And in fact, what you're saying is exactly true, because I knew at some point that I was being so self-deprecating that they literally couldn't understand. Well, then if it's this bad, why did you leave the house? That kind of thing. So you could definitely see the crowd fading, and then sometimes there's no way of getting back, especially when they're talking and they're a bachelor party or whatever the thing is.
Yeah, but you didn't have that. You just had polite silence this week.
No, there were big parties of people.
Oh, really?
Not every show, but if you see a party and you have 12, it's over. And they had like funny hats on.
Bachelorette.
This seemed more like Susie's 40th. I don't know what it was.
Eesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting a little rash from hearing it. Even.
I think we're leaving someone out. Maybe with Frank Gorshin. Somebody hosted the Oscars.
Yes. Bob Hope.
I never liked him. Did you like him?
No, he was Bob Hope always.
Hey, hi, ho there, folks. I used to love when he did these commercials.
Hi, this is Bob, not bringing all that much to the table, Hope.
You have a little of your Hauser in there. This is fantastic.
I'm here with Bob Hope. He's amazing.
How long have you been dead?
He's been dead for longer than me.
And you're still not going to bury him?
Justin E. says, give us your best fashion advice.
The advice that I give people is that if you have a belly like me, you probably do want to wear your shirts out, but then you don't want to wear your shirts out that it looks like you're trying to cover up your belly. That's not a fashion tip, is it?
I guess. It's a fashion tip for you.
I forgot my shoes this week.
Yeah.
And I did
wear shoes. That's a good fashion tip.
But I was wearing running shoes.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think that looks as good on stage.
No.
Maybe that's why I bombed.
You look like an 8th grader. My best fashion tip, I guess, is wear the nicest clothes you can and still not feel self-conscious.
Yeah, but that's the thing. What happens when you see some of the ladies up there? There was one woman last night who looked like a pincushion. I don't know who she was. Nothing against her.
Yeah.
But she had like a whole. There was like a bouquet and she was a thin woman, so that wasn't it. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
But when that happens, when something like that happens, that means there's been a major breakdown, or there's been a Svengali in charge. Because when something looks that bad, that means that nobody else was allowed. No, I insist that nobody looks at you, darling, until you come out. And you come out, you got a purple thing here. Rita Moreno, I liked.
Yes, Rita Moreno's good. John E.L. Tenney.
Yes, we love John.
If there is an afterlife, in quotes, and it for some reason has analog experiences to this world, which dead comedian's show do you go to first?
I would go probably Lenny Bruce, since I never saw him live.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor, I never saw live. I think that would be the first place I go.
Richard Pryor.
Is the experience here? Is he the occult guy?
Yeah.
I love that guy. We're going to have to go out with him once, I think.
You think?
Yeah, because he seems like he's not a tin foil guy. He's a guy who's interested in the. This is one of the new things I went through this week. Someone tweeted, they said, because you know how I hate the new atheists. Someone tweeted, they went, lack of belief is a belief. So, that made me really think about it. It's like, yeah, you're choosing to say prove it. When you say prove it to me, like you're choosing first of all to narrow down the meaning of God as like some guy in the heavens or whatever. But, so in other words, I don't not believe in aliens. I really don't. I think there could be aliens. And I think even some of the experiences that people have, who knows what it could be? Someone from the other dimension coming through. Same thing with ghosts. But it doesn't mean that I, listen to every story.
Right.
I don't believe there's any of those people who, has anybody here, have lost a family member? I don't believe any of those are real. The parlor game people.
Right.
How bored are you with what I'm saying? And as a level of, was there anything useful about what I said?
Useful? No. But engaging? Sure.
But I think that's a big difference, because this guy wrote a lack of belief it's like, if your thing is, I don't believe, because someone said, do you believe in, how about?
Well, but I believe there's no God is a belief.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But they won't say that. The people who are atheists don't believe that. They say that, I don't know what their argument is. It's very boring after a while.
Yeah.
About why you should, it's always like just double blind proof, and they have to have everything proven to them.
Yeah. It's not a question you can apply science to.
Yeah.
My comedian. Maybe the Marx Brothers live. I'd like to see Lenny Bruce when he's not all pissed off.
See, I liked all those. Yeah, but you see, it's hard to separate him from the trouble he went through.
Right. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like he's probably over the arrests now in heaven.
Right. You don't want to go there and it's Dustin Hoffman walking out with one sock.
Right. Exactly.
Al Jolson? He's not a comedian.
He kind of was.
I'd love to see it goes without saying I would have loved to have seen W.C. Fields or Laurel and Hardy, but I don't know. They didn't have stage. They know they had stage shows. I don't remember Laurel and Hardy. They must have had vaudeville shows, right?
I don't know I don't think they ever were. I think they were purely put together because they had separate careers as movie comedians before they were put together. So I don't think they ever did do a stage act.
Oh, I love them.
Do you?
I really do.
I'm lukewarm on them. I mean, there was great gags along the way for sure, but I don't think of laughing when I think of Laurel and Hardy.
I do with Laurel. I think it is an emotional thing for me.
Yeah,
I really feel comfortable when I watch them, and Stan Laurel to me is so vulnerable.
Yeah,
it's not like that. I don't like that Three Stooges. Let me punch you in the face and knock your teeth out. I like the more subtle.
Because it was human behavior. I
Yeah.
mean, that, and that's the thing with the Three Stooges is there's no human behavior. It's all 100%
Craziness.
cartoon behavior.
Like W.C. Fields, where he does that thing where he's sleeping on the outside of the building and everything keeps falling on him. I think it's the bank dick.
Yeah.
He's so annoyed in such a way that I can relate to. That there's nothing funnier than
He was super funny.
And Phil Silvers. I wouldn't have minded seeing Phil Silvers.
His club act.
Yeah.
It would have been interesting.
Or Shecky Green. I never saw Shecky Green perform.
We just need to go hit the club.
Yeah,
really.
that's right.
We can't just see one guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, it would be super interesting to see some of these, I'd like to see Red Fox in his day,
Because I don't think there's enough great footage of them, right?
There's not a ton, yeah. I mean, Red Fox had albums before anybody else.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He's an interesting guy because, I mean, his stuff was
intense.
Was ahead of its time.
Yes.
In its presentation. The disposition of it was really was very modern.
Yeah, he was he really was like in the moment and crazy.
Yeah.
But what am I guessing? I haven't seen him. But I love.
Wash your ass.
Not your whole ass.
Frank McLaughlin says, loving the podcast. To me, it's an oral soundscape. What's the more fun impression, Charles Nelson Riley mugging or The Price is Right Mountaineer?
Oh, well, I enjoyed on the receiving end of the Mountaineer because I'd never heard it before.
I think the combination of the two is.
You almost got all the way through.
I almost did.
I also just like doing this.
So it's a wash, really, I guess is the answer to that. Michelle Wisecarver, Josh, I've watched all the cinematic Titanic episodes dozens of times. Thank you. And there is one reference that eludes me. What is the bit where you call someone Chu Chi? Google is no help because I clearly can't spell the fucking name correctly. Well, it's not Chu Chi, it's Chu Chi.
Hey, Chup-Ching. Oh, it sounds like a Dennis Miller
takeoff? It's a generic, it is, whenever you hear Chup-Chi, it's a generic Dennis Miller impression.
You were doing that on Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Oh, yeah, and we were doing it certainly on Cinematic Titanic, yeah.
Oh, Cinematic Titanic.
Which was 10 years ago. Hey, Chup-Chi.
He also could have gone this way.
Also, Chooch.
Chooch.
Or Chachi.
Hey, Chachi. Chachi, right?
Cha-cha.
Hey, Cha-cha.
Hey, Papa. I got a life to lead, Cha-cha.
Daryl Hammond used to do Chris Matthews, and he would do this impression of him. And he'd go, Haba, it's Haba the Hada. He wouldn't say any words. He laughed. Haba the Hada.
Yes, I remember that. And so thank you, Michelle Wisecarver, for watching all the Cinematic Titanic episodes that much and all the support of all. She also has watched the movie a bunch of times, she says. So.
Oh, I think I'm very... But I like Michelle Wisecarver, and even if she didn't like Cinematic Titanic.
But it doesn't hurt.
Every once in a while, you really come across Jewish.
Really?
Yeah, but you have to,
work
fake
on
it.
That. Yeah. Josh, says Arthur Nitschke, with your having grown up in Jewish in Minnesota, I was wondering what you thought of the movie A Serious Man. Also, have you ever met the Coen brothers? I love A Serious Man. A Serious Man is actually about my suburb.
Wow.
Like 10.
I know this, so I'm not
10 years before my time.
Yeah.
But it was absolutely, they grew up in St. Louis Park, which is my suburb. And including using the cantor from my synagogue in the movie.
Oh, that's so great.
It was absolutely dead on.
They did an amazing job with it, but it still was like, I don't know I don't remember much of the movie. Do you remember the whole movie because of?
I don't remember it beat for beat, but
yeah.
But it was, I really liked it. I really like their stuff. And no, I've never met them before, but I would like to.
I have not met them. I'd be scared to meet them, but I haven't seen everything they've done. But
I wouldn't be scared to meet them just because I could play the St. Louis Park card.
That would be
That's my way in.
You're
That's my
in
way
already.
in. Pete Peterson, the drama teacher. We get in there.
Oh my God!
Boom.
You know, the cut to you're on the scene of
Conan Weinstein's new film.
Blood Simple 2. That blood wasn't so simple.
Complicated blood.
Although, you know what movie I didn't love? The one with the country music.
The one with country music.
George Clooney's in it, and it's country.
Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah.
Loved it.
You loved it?
Yeah.
So now it's me. Must be me.
Yeah, I think it is. Alex Brazell of Showbiz Productions. Show businessman Alex. Ask Andy why he's ignored my last 4 texts.
Oh, I
What
did.
am I, his Carl Pilkington?
That's outstanding. I finally did respond to him, but I made sure to be perfunctory.
Yeah, that's good. That's it?
You know what? I think that was the best show. I mean...
No, I mean, that's your answer to him?
Oh, no. My answer to him... I thought you meant that's it, like that's the new way of ending the show. No, Look, Alex texts me, and this is not a lie. He texts me 80 to 90 times an hour.
Yeah.
And he's always like, "What is there any more rain? Hey, what are you doing? How's it looking on the West Coast? Hey, in terms of our time differences, you think President Trump? Oh, I got a chicken today. Oh, I'm in the mood for a pancake. Every hour, 100 of those. Hey, how come you didn't get us into Moon Tower? 10 minutes later. Hey, what do you think it would have been like to be Buddy Rich's drumstick?
All right. So only one of those seems real, which is how come you didn't get us into Moon Tower?
It's never. I haven't mastered the art of responding
of slander.
No, of responding correctly. I mean, I'm scared of you. So
Yeah, good.
You always get it.
Exactly. Lay down the law early is my advice to everyone.
Oh, I couldn't believe. It's like when you said to me, "I'm not going to read you the riot act," and then you start ticking off your fingers.
Right.
And then when you threw me up against the wall,
Yeah.
That's the only time I felt that maybe you went too far.
See, I just call that punctuation.
You like the teacher in the movie I can never remember the name of.
Yes, him.
The drum teacher in that movie when he's crash test,
Whiplash.
crash dummies.
Whiplash.
Yeah. Now, why am I? Oh, because it has a crash thing to it. So I should just go for the whiplash. Oh God.
Oh God.
That's just terrible.
Perush has a comment and a question. His comment: Andy's story of taking a lead in front of Sheryl Crow, David Crosby et al. Was one of the best stories since the recovery of the keys down the elevator by Susan.
What was that? What did you say with the elevator and Susan?
The story of David Crosby et al. Was the best story since the elevator key story, is what he's saying.
What's the elevator key? Was that your story?
Oh, fuck, man.
What's the elevator key story?
Remember dropping your keys down an elevator shaft?
Oh, yeah, that was terrible. Wow. Well, thank you very much.
This show is like 50 first dates for me.
Come on, you love it. You like to pretend that you're a curmudgeon about it. You like to be the Andy Rooney of the two of us. I hate editing the show. I wish Andy would do something. I don't like that he stays uninvolved. I would have liked him to
That's
stop.
where you're wrong, by the way.
What?
It's not like I want you editing with me.
That's not true, but it'd be. I like when I answer like a couple of letters today.
Yeah, you answered like.
And then you start sending me a couple.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm a team player.
I caught up yesterday. I answered all those ones I forwarded to you.
I still haven't.
No, I don't think you're going to. If history is any judge.
It's the worst. It's the worst philosophy I've ever heard from you.
Perush also wants to know Andy Kindler's favorite electric guitar, Les Paul or Strat or maybe a Tele.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make that sound, but I did. My favorite guitar I ever had, I think I told you, right, was an Ibanez Les Paul copy, and it was an amazing guitar.
Yeah.
And I have a Strat right now. I just never played enough electric guitar to get the feeling of the Strat like I liked the Les Paul feel.
Yeah.
But I didn't have Les Paul.
Also, Josh, favorite bass guitar. I like. I'm a Fender guy, but I like. I like jazz and precision.
I like both those basses.
I like both of them.
Yeah.
One of the fun things about Cinematic Titanic was I played bass doing something before every show. So, and part of our rider was they had to provide the bass and the backline.
Oh, that's great.
rig.
Cool.
So I played so many different kinds of basses over the course of 100 and some shows.
So you saw Rickenbackers and things too?
Occasional Rickenbacker, a lot of, some Ibanez, and it would be like, some towns they'd bring in an SIR bass from the real, pro music rental place. And sometimes it would be like the sound guy has a bass.
Right.
I'll bring that in, So I played a lot of basses and I'm a fan. Probably precision is probably slightly more than jazz, but I have I play I think it's called an Aerodyne, which is like a combo between a jazz and a precision.
Oh, is it actually made
it's
that
a precision
way?
body, but the pickups are a combo of the two.
Yeah, and the thing is that I still love acoustic guitar, but I haven't been playing that much. And then when you don't play acoustic guitar enough, your hands hurt. So I would like to be more proficient on the electric guitar, but it does kind of require that you can play it somewhere, right? Unless you're doing the headphones.
Yeah, and it's just, especially if you don't have any touch left,
Right.
It's hard,
How do you know I'm not going to have a touch left? I mean, why would
Because
you?
you just said, when I play it, my fingers hurt. So that tells me your fingers aren't used to playing it.
No. That was the acoustic guitar.
No, I know, but if you can't play an acoustic without your fingers hurting, you probably don't have the touch, is what I'm saying right now.
I just love the whole tenor of every one of your comments.
Good.
No, but maybe
Keep it coming back.
No, there's not going to be there's no positive. You've lost the touch. You've lost the touch.
I'm just saying, don't go back to electric until you've got the acoustic thing.
I know, but I love the feel because when I play that Grateful Dead song, right outside this lazy summer home, you have to have that on an electric guitar. Bum ba-dum, bum bum ba bum bum ba-dum. You don't you like those major seventh chords?
Do I? Yoshi Yamamoto, what are your most rewatchable shows?
I have to put Seinfeld up on there because I do like to watch them, but there is a limit.
Yeah.
When you've seen them too much. I've watched, in terms of over the years, All in the Family, Mary Tyler Moore.
MASH, certainly.
But I watched too much MASH.
Yeah, but you watched the shit out of MASH.
I did at one point, but I don't think I could dive back in.
Yeah.
Whereas I dove into Larry Sanders, and I was like, oh my God, I wish I could never stop watching this.
Modern show that like West Wing is the most recent one, which I've ingested like music, kind of.
When I was earlier in my life, I loved Hill Street Blues, and I loved St. Elsewhere.
Yeah, but did you rewatch them a lot?
No.
See, the question is rewatchable shows,
Look,
Andy. Come on. Focus.
I take the question as a suggestion. You take it like, oh, you're off the topic. Because I'm just more of a beatnik.
It's true. Tweet Bahara, bad dog on Greg Fitzsimmons for not knowing who Josh is. Great appearance by Andy, though.
I know you met him before, right?
Yeah. But nonetheless. Who's that? He said.
Yeah, and afterwards he said, I really would appreciate if you don't bring up other Jews during the...
Understood.
When you say something like
it sounds like you singing. It sounds like you're doing a guitar solo. Exactly.
I think Michael Winslow is just trying to make a different sound every time with your mouth.
God, is that Uranus?
I like that name. I'm into that name now.
Have Jay Leno riff on The Shape of Water, Surf and Turf, and all that.
Hey, you seen this Shape of Water? I mean, it gives a whole new meaning to fish and chips. There's a Shape of Water there, and he fell in love with a creature there, and maybe Britney Spears. Yeah, have you seen that?
It's like they turned Flipper into a porn film.
Yeah. He would never have seen The Shape of Water because it'd be too...
he totally would not have.
My friend was in that movie.
Oh, yeah?
My friend Doug Jones.
Oh, he was the actual
Yes.
creature, right?
And he's supposed to be like a genius. It's like nobody can do what he does, which is like sometimes he's in there for 18 hours or he's in there.
Yeah, he's a specialist at creature work.
Someone came and did they had to do like some kind of a martial arts move or whatever, and they had to put his costume on, and they just threw up.
Really?
Yeah, and so that's like saying he literally never complains, and it's a killer what he's going through. I mean, he must have a philosophy behind why he does it so well.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie.
I like the work.
I haven't seen the movie yet. Have you?
No, I haven't. It really looks like a movie I won't like.
See, I thought that, but then I think I will like it. Have you seen any of the Guillermo del Toro joints?
I have. I'm not a big fan of the magic realism movies.
Like Pan's Labyrinth, or
I just don't dig. Do not dig it.
But
I admire the craft being shown there.
That's true.
But it's just not.
But he's got a lot of heart. I like when he's interviewed.
Yeah.
Guillermo.
I have a lot of respect for him, but I don't
gravitate towards
I'm not enthralled by his movies.
I'm not gravitating towards any genre. It's like, what do you want to see? The Justice League genre? There's none of those is there any of those genres that make you, did you see Black Panther?
I haven't yet,
Yeah.
but I will.
I'll see that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know when I was a kid that every single movie would be based on a Marvel comic.
All right.
It's too long a topic for this show.
Here's our last question for the night. Stephen Elton Yates. For both hosts, for the right money, would you work at A, a cruise ship, B, corporate gig, C, Vegas residency, D, opening for a band?
Wow, that is a tough one. Give me the choices again.
I don't know if you're supposed to choose or if you're supposed to answer each one. For the right money, would you work?
I thought you were supposed to choose. Okay. For the right money,
would you work A, a cruise ship?
Oh, that seems like multiple choice.
It's hard to say.
Okay, well, let's do it one by one. I would not want to play a cruise ship.
For any amount of money?
Well, I'm a Jew.
All of these are answered with, yes, there's a price for all of these
Every single one of these,
yes.
There's a Jewish amount that I would pay for.
I would go Vegas residency first.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because that might be okay, right?
It might be okay, and it would mean that you're big enough to have a Vegas residency.
Yeah.
So you'll have a certain percentage of your crowd is there to see you.
But your act is probably different.
Yeah, no, this is different us's. Then I'd go corporate gig. Then I'd go cruise ship. Then I'd go opening for a band.
That would be the worst, right?
I think so.
Opening for a band.
I mean, obviously it depends on the band.
Yes.
If it's a super, middle-aged, old listening kind of band, then maybe,
When I opened up for Kenny Rankin, I think I've told the story, but he said, Kenny Rankin, I like to thank the comedian who opened up for me, whose name escapes me at the moment. Terrible. I always feel, even when I opened up for Amy Mann and Michael Penn, it was hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a losing gig.
Because people go to music shows, they really don't want to see a poet first.
They don't want to see anyone first.
Right.
First of all, they want to see the person they came to see.
On the other hand,
if they do want to see someone first, it's not a comedian. It's not someone they have to pay
attention to. And if they do want
to
see a comedian, it's not you.
They don't
or
want
me.
They don't want to not talk to see the person.
Yeah,
before.
they're definitely not going to stop their thing.
Right. Corporate gigs.
They could be scary, though. I'm thinking.
Corporate gigs, they can be horrible, but you can always.
Yeah, but don't you always feel like
it's easy to improvise at corporate gigs?
I was overpaid
because you can always go for their industry.
Yeah, that's true.
You can always start
bashing
or riffing.
Yeah, but I was paid a lot of money for one once, and I was so worried that they would enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean,
not Leno money.
No, that's a lot of money. You're bored. You're actually bored.
I'm more bored with myself.
Hand on cheek.
No, if it's anything, it's bored with myself. I'm trying not to be that hard on myself.
Yeah.
I've been trying the last couple of podcasts to go, well, stop thinking about how you're being and just listen. Because for me, 99% of it is just to shut the hell up and to listen.
Right, and I took that as boredom as opposed to engaged.
No. I am a little bit wiped out now. That's true.
Okay.
But I had one table that all four people at the table in different directions watched my whole show with their head balanced on their hands like this. You can't tell me one great reaction shot of a comedian and the crowd laughing is a table of four people.
Allison, my wife, once did a benefit for Heal the Bay which is a big,
Yeah.
environmental thing. And Lloyd Bridges was in the front row for her entire set with hands clasped over both his ears the entire time.
What was it happened?
I guess it was just too loud for Lloyd.
Oh, it was just too loud. It wasn't the music. It was like he couldn't.
No, but
yeah.
still, when you have an old man with his hands
Now remember, to get through this song, imagine an old man can't take it.
By now, my lungs were aching for air.
Who's that?
That was my Lloyd Bridges Sea Hunt.
That's James Mason.
It was me doing Trace Beaulieu doing.
I told you that's two inside. You keep doing your Trace
It's Mystery
Beaulieu.
Science Theater, my friend. Everything is inside there.
I like when you call me my friend.
Yeah, I'll say it a lot. I say it to everyone else. I don't say it enough to you.
But when you say it to me, you mean it.
Yes, exactly. All right, let's call it.
Yeah.
So let's a little business. Check us out on Twitter.
Don't they
Check
say
us
housekeeping? They call that
A
housekeeping.
little bit of housekeeping.
Yeah.
Check us out on Twitter. Check us out. Go review us on iTunes if you would.
How about this?
Please go check out my documentary about stand-up in Asia. I Need You to Kill. That's on iTunes, Google, Amazon.
Why do you need me to kill? Just plug your show and don't
I'm
leave
telling
me out of
you,
it. The exhausted Abbott and Costello group.
And if you want a T-shirt or a mug, go to Zazzle.com.
I think we should have a hat.
Zazzle.
People are saying with the hats.
We got a couple of requests for hats, so that could be the pipeline.
Are we at all in the red or the black? I mean, for the shirts and the.
We are in the black because we had no expenses.
Oh, that's right.
We had a little bit of expenses with the test stuff, but
Are you using Alex accounting?
we are using Alex Accounting, and let me just say we've made tens of dollars. I got nothing else.
I got nothing else too. I just want to tell everybody out there, be careful. I'm going to do like a Hill Street Blues.
Okay.
Be careful out there.